And enjoy the action. It's another huge night for Scottish football in Europe. It's Napoli against Rangers in the Champions League with Mark Hateley and Liam McLeod.
It's a balmy night in Naples, the capital of Campania, the third largest city in Italy. A football daft city, and they're enjoying their football right now, that is for sure. The shadow of Mount Vesuvius, the Rangers players stand to attention down below us on the pitch in the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. What a sight it is. Perhaps not full this evening. There's certainly no official visiting section tonight. It's off to our right. It's barricaded away from the home supporters, but it lies empty this evening. That's due to sporting integrity, because you'll remember that the original fixture date of the game at Ibrox was pushed back because of the mourning period for Her Majesty the Queen. As the Napoli players peel off to the left for the pre-match photograph, the Rangers players do likewise. James Tavernier with the pennant to the right of the halfway line, and he will go and shake hands and exchange those pennants with Giovanni Di Lorenzo, the Napoli skipper. Napoli right now on a run of 11 successive victories. They've never in their history won 12 successive games. That's a prize for them this evening. They're already through to the last 16 of the Champions League. They now want to pip Liverpool for top spot, and with it a potentially easier draw for the knockout stages. For Rangers, it's last chance saloon really. They've got a 3-point deficit with Ajax if they want to finish third and potentially drop into the Europa League. The problem is, Ajax of course thrashed them in Amsterdam 4-0. So if Rangers don't take something tonight, and even if Liverpool do them a favour in the Netherlands this evening, can anyone really see Rangers winning by a 5-goal margin against Ajax next week? That would be a very tall order, as it is this evening, trying to take something off the Serie A leaders here. Temperatures round about the late teens into the early 20s degrees Celsius down here in southern Italy. And it will be Rangers who are going to kick this game off. They're in their change orange colours this evening as we watch from up high in the main stand above Giovanni van Bronckhorst's technical area, which has separated the stand and the pitch by the big running track going all the way around the stadium. Napoli in their traditional home colours, the light and dark blue shirts, white shorts, blue socks with the white tops. And the Turkish referee who was in charge of Celtic's defeat to Leipzig in Glasgow on Matchday 4 is just about ready to get things going. He does so, and Ryan Kent plays it back immediately to Ben Davies, who's knocked it out to that far side. It's picked up immediately though down the left, and out with the challenge. It goes for a throw into Napoli just inside the Rangers half. And certainly Mark Hateley, Rangers need to start this game pretty confidently. They need to get a feel of the ball if at all possible, but they cannot afford to concede.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%, Liam. I think they've got to play with courage, they've got to be brave with and without the ball, and they've got to be compact as well. Throwing all that aggressive nature that you've got to be able to match your opponent. And the boys have been saying in the build-up to this how aggressive Napoli are. That's what Rangers has to match tonight.
There's Ben Davies with a long ball which Kent is chasing. So too though is the Norwegian defender Ostigard, who's come into the side this evening. He gets it away, picked up in the midfield by the visitors, and then swept back to his goalkeeper by Ben Davies. And it's with the experienced Alan McGregor who plays it short to James Sands, who does appear to have begun the game perhaps just slightly further forward than the other two centre-backs as Rangers come down the right. There's an offside flag though, which has gone up against Scott Wright, who comes into the side this evening. If he did miss the Rangers side, McGregor in goal, King and Davis the centre-back, Sands we thought might pop in there, Lundstrom will sit, Tavernier, Yilmaz wide, with Wright and Kent either side of Morelos, Tillman in the number 10 role as Napoli come forward, and an offside flag goes up against Matteo Politano on this near side. Scored the opening goal from the penalty spot at Ibrox on match day 2, and that will be a Rangers free kick. But it's really been the stuff of dreams for the Napoli supporters this season. I mentioned 11 successive victories, top of Serie A. They haven't won the Italian top flight since 1990. They won it twice in the space of 3 years, with Alemão, Maradona and Careca all in their pomp at the time. And of course won the UEFA Cup against a Stuttgart team featuring Jurgen Klinsmann back in 1989. It's a team, a club, a city that's been after success for a heck of a long time. Just a few Coppa Italia titles since then, since their glory days, as Ben Davies stinks it down the line here for Kent. It's knocked out there by De Lorenzo for a Rangers throw-in, which will be taken by Ridvan Yilmaz. It's a big night for him, the Turk, at left back. The early stages here, it's 0-0, but they've given it away immediately from the throw-in down in the near side, the Napoli right, as De Lorenzo pulls it back to Ostegard. Napoli 0, Rangers 0, approaching 3 minutes under the lights here. And it is the home team in possession, rolled out to the left-hand side there from Matthias Oliveira, who's a recent Uruguay international. Rangers pinch it back though, knocked forward quickly towards Morelos, but it rolls over his foot and all the way back to Alex Meret, who's in goal for the home team. It's now with Ndombele, who was also on the score sheet at Ibrox. Looked like a loose ball, but it breaks kindly for Politano, finds De Lorenzo on the right-hand side. Level with Yilmaz, down the right flank it goes, lovely little drop of the shoulder. Politano crosses in, Rangers can't get it away. Shots blocked by Tavernier, pops out to the left, but the referee's blown his whistle, and Rangers have a free kick, and Rangers are breathing a sigh of relief. Nothing each.
Yeah, good defending there from Rangers. Ball flipped into the middle, lost the first ball, picked up second ball. Napoli shot blocked, and the referee, I think it must have hit him on the hand just on the edge of the Rangers box, but Rangers have settled into that 3. Lundstrom, just as you said before, just dropping back in there to make it a 4. But a good start from Rangers. Need to keep the ball, they're persistent in that ball, as we talked about, over the fullbacks' heads into the angled parts of the Napoli setup. So as we go, it's still 0-0.
Ostegard out to this near side. There's a looked like a foul, and indeed the Napoli fans certainly feel as though De Lorenzo wiped out illegally down below us, but they'll play on anyway. Rangers give it away as Ndombele plays it to Politano on this near side. He impressed so much at Ibrox. Their coach Spalletti, the crutches that night, doesn't have them anymore, as Ndombele strides forward, down he goes, fouled by Sands. Free kick Napoli, midway inside the Rangers half on the right of centre point of it. And it's going to be an opportunity potentially here for the cross ball to be flighted in by Giovanni De Lorenzo. He's played it short instead to the Slovak Lobotka, who's in possession. He shifts it right to left of the circle to the left hand side for Oliveira, who plays it back in field into the circle again here for Ostegard, who was at Brighton and Hove Albion before he came here. There's a long ball down the right from him now. Ndombele, he's got it at the byline, right hand side of the box. He fires it back onto the head and over the bar it goes. That was a really good bit of build-up play there by Napoli down this right hand side. They worked it really quickly actually from the halfway line, and it was fired into the box by Ndombele over the bar from Simeone, who couldn't really do much with it other than hope that he was able to divert it on target. It stays 0-0 after 5.5. Yeah,
cracking ball in there by Ndombele, absolutely whizzed in there. I think we just got Simeone caught standing. I think arriving on that, it's a belting ball into the box.
It's back with Ben Davies here, midway inside his own half. Plays it to Sands. Along the grass out to the left for Yilmaz, on to Kent, and then back to Ridvan Yilmaz, who skips away from Politano into the Napoli half. Back to Sands. Moves it left to right of the centre circle for Tavernier. It's a loose ball by Tavernier. He's not been at his best in recent weeks, of course. And Rangers surrendering really easy possession there and making it way too easy for the home side, as Ostegard picks up and moves it out to Politano on the right flank.
I was going to say, Leon, the Rangers need to put some passes together at the moment. There's just 2 passes, losing the ball, giving Napoli the ball straight back. No rest for Rangers at the moment.
It's Napoli in possession here. Kim Min-jae Big switch out to this near side, finds Politano, controls. Level with the edge of the D of the Rangers box, rolls it back to Di Lorenzo, fired back out onto Politano on this near side. As he managed to pick it up from Raspadori. And then Kim out to the left-hand side for Oliveira, and then the first time ball back towards Oliveira there was cut out. Rangers have it back, and it's going to be Scott Wright out to the far side for Tavernier. He finds Morelos, who's brought crashing to the ground there by Kim Min-jae, and that will be a free kick to Rangers, a bit level with the edge of the centre circle over there. 7 in, 0-0.
I was going to say Alfredo did really well there to get that free kick. The ball was whizzed into him. Only one thing on his mind as he was just about to take it under control was go to the ground and take that pressure off Rangers.
Just a 4th start of the season for Alfredo Morelos this evening. And Antonio Colak in such good goal-scoring form, though hasn't managed one in his last few, as Napoli give it away cheaply in the midfield. Here's Ryan Kent, chops away from Ndombele, getting an overlap from Yilmaz, outside of the boot with the right infield to Tillman, though he can't control. One back here by Lobotka, he's going to get it back immediately. He's got an option out in this near side with Politano, taking on Yilmaz. Low ball for Lobotka, first time there, and it's a foul by Ben Davis, and that's going to be a free kick. He's going to go into the book as well, I think, by the looks of things.
I was going to say, that's a yellow card all day long. Very, very late from Ben Davis there, in an area where we really didn't need to dive in, it must be said.
It's Raspadori down, and the Italy striker was just almost level with the edge of the centre circle when he made that rash challenge. The Rangers centre back, and it's going to be a free kick here for Napoli. Just one Rangers player a yellow card away from missing the home game against Ajax next week, next Tuesday evening. That is John Lundstrom. And Politano's a booking away from missing their trip to Liverpool. It is Napoli in possession. It's moved back from the left back Oliveira into his own half for Kim Min-jae. Finds Lobotka now. It is with Ostigard. Out to the near side for Di Lorenzo. A little bit scrappy again from Napoli as that goes out for a Rangers throw.
Yeah, uncharacteristic Napoli at the moment. As I said, 2-3 players added into the group today. A slightly different team, and just seems to be finding it difficult to string those passes together.
Yeah, they've got plenty who would normally start sitting among the substitutes this evening. Very good victory for them against Roma at the weekend in the Olimpico. It was a late goal from Victor Osimhen, who's among those who drop out of the team this evening and taking up a place on the bench. Irving Lozano's there, Peter Zielinski's there. And they've also got Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, who's a fabulous young talent, 21 years of age, Georgia international. We're going to be seeing a lot of him in the Euro 2024 qualifiers with Scotland next year. And there are plenty who are interested in his services, as it's picked up for Napoli there by the North Macedonian Elif Elmas. Out to the left-hand side for Kim, who plays it to his centre defensive partner Ostigard, who's just outside the centre circle. We're in 10 minutes. Napoli 0, Rangers 0. And it's Tongai Ndombele right of the centre circle. Rolls it out to the Politano. It's got support from Di Lorenzo. Good challenging there by Kent, claims it's his throw. The assistant on the near side disagrees, and Di Lorenzo at the midway point of the Rangers half pulls it back to Ndombele. Now it's back with Di Lorenzo, looks up to an early ball into the box, no flag, goal! Simeone smashes it past Alan McGregor into the left corner of the net. Brilliant build-up play by Napoli down the right-hand side, and the ball found the Argentine, who fires it past Alan McGregor, and it's Napoli 1, Rangers 0.
Terrific goal there from Simeone. Dad had been proud of him. Great work on this inside, on this right-hand side. Ndombele being the key instigator of that slick, fast pass in on. I think it was on Ben Davis. I think Liam, did he peel off? Ben Davis giving him far too much space. Simeone, and unstoppable pass into the far corner past Alan McGregor. So tall order, 11 minutes. You're coming into this game, you still need to be in this game at 15. Big uphill battle now.
It's just Giovanni Simeone's second start for Napoli. His only other one came against Rangers as well in the game at Ibrox.
Terrific finish. Terrific finish.
His dad was some player as well. Mark mentioned him there, Diego Simeone, the Atletico Madrid manager, as Morelos gives chase up towards the edge of the Napoli box, but the home team clear with ease. Because Diego Simeone had a fabulous career as a player in Italy as well, most notably in Milan. As Napoli come forward, it's Lobotka onto the halfway line for Raspadori, who switches the play out to Oliveira. It's the early goal again that Rangers were dreading. It came on 11 minutes, Simeone with it, and now Rangers have got such a huge task ahead of them.
Next 15 minutes, key, Liam, into where this game goes. Another goal conceded now in the next 10-15 minutes. Massive.
It was 1-1 against Liverpool at half-time, wasn't it? The last match day. Here come Napoli with Ndombele. Low ball, side-footed along the grass, out to Politano on the near side. Skips infield, chip ball into the box again. Here they come once more. Roll back this time to the right-hand side for Di Lorenzo. His cross is cut out by Van Yilmaz, and it's knocked out of play for a throw-in on this near side, and it will be a Rangers throw-in in the 13th minute of the game. Napoli 1, Rangers 0. And it will be Yilmaz take the throw-in on this near side. Can you defend that better, Mark, for the,
yeah, should
the goal?
Be. It was a great run. Simeone pushed himself onto the shoulder and just it was a slick ball. I mean, this right-hand side of Napoli is pretty impressive. Lorenzo, Mbele, and Politano, they've been absolutely slick. There's no hesitating on the ball. The pass is there, the pass in the ball. The striker's got the upper hand on the defender because he knows it's coming, and that was key in what the goal was there. Just got away with it again just before that. Simeone making the same sort of run.
They're so clever, aren't they? It's so nice to watch. If you're a Rangers fan, perhaps not so much, but Lobotka's on the ball now and he's just knocked it forward left-hand side. Elmas, level with the edge of the D of the Rangers box. Knocks it back to Oliveira. Infield for Lobotka, forward to Raspadori. And then back to Lobotka again over on the far side. And he played at the Euros with Slovakia. Lobotka, he's a fabulous midfield player. As it's played by Ostegaard out to Di Lorenzo, moves it infield to Ndombele. Midway inside the Rangers half, rolls it, looking to get it in behind Scott right there. Right gets it and then goes back to his keeper. And Alan McGregor launches it clear with the right foot. That goal from Simeone, the 17th that Rangers have conceded in this Champions League Group A. As Ndombele picks it up again and rolls it out to this near side. Politano, and now it's fired across low this time along the 6-yard line by Di Lorenzo. No takers this time. Simeone couldn't get there. He's got the thumbs up in appreciation of the attempt though. But here come Napoli once more. Rangers giving it away cheaply again. The big play out to the right-hand side here. And it is going to be rolled back to Ndombele by Politano. Infield for Lobotka. And now back to Ostegaard. Napoli 1, Rangers 0. Bang on the 15-minute mark. Down the left-hand side goes Oliveira. Looks up. It's an early ball. It's a good ball. It's 2-0. Simeone again. Inside the 6-yard box. Between the two defenders. And Rangers are staring at a Neapolitan nightmare here in the Diego Maradona. Brilliantly worked down the left this time. And Simeone couldn't believe his luck as he bullets it past McGregor. It's Napoli 2, Rangers 0. The stuff that Rangers nightmares are made of.
Terrific ball. Ball went out there was no messing about. It came in. Simeone made the run between the two defenders. I actually thought Liam King probably could have cut that out. I don't need to see it again, but what a terrific delivery in. 2-0 down, 15 minutes gone. Big ask now. This game could be, it could be a difficult one, really, to get back from. It is what they said, the boys were saying before the kickoff. This could be 5-6. What can they get away with at this rate? If Rangers don't do something, start to put some passes, keep hold of the ball. At the moment, it's Napoli all the way, just so slick on the ball, aggressive through the lines very quickly, and playing with that courage, as you would expect for a team that's won 10, 11 games on the bounce.
Rangers come forward down the right, and Napoli supporters wanting a free kick. They're not getting one. Rangers have actually managed to get themselves a corner over on the far side as they look to release the pressure valve. But 2 goals in less than 5 minutes from Giovanni Simeone, and Rangers are staring right down the barrel here in Naples. Tavernier will take their corner. For them, this Champions League campaign cannot finish quickly enough.
Absolutely not. But just as you see, everything that Napoli do with the ball is aggressive. It's quick, it's fizzed in.
Tavernier takes the corner, Tillman wins the header, it's flicked across the penalty box, but it's picked up by Lobotka, who smashes it forward, looking to get Napoli away on the counter. And Raspadori taking it down over on that left-hand side. The sliding challenge goes in, and out to play it goes, and that will be I think it's going to go to Rangers, actually, a Rangers ball over on the far side. So 2-0 to Napoli, goals from Simeone on 11 and 16. And if you're Giovanni van Bronckhorst, what on earth's going through your mind right now, given some of the roofs that have caved in this Champions League campaign for them this season, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's got to get his side playing. He's got to get his side passing the ball. It's been difficult to get the ball to start off with. Once Napoli get the ball, it's fizz, fizz, fizz. Great movement in front of the ball, and every time that Napoli get the ball, it's passed through you and passed past you, and that is automatically pushing the Rangers team back on top of itself. Very, very difficult to win the ball back, but they need to find a way of doing something to get into this game.
18 minutes in, Rangers already 2-0 down. It's Ndombele losing out to a combination of Sands and Morelos, and then Ndombele fouls Morelos just to the left of the centre circle. Rangers have a free kick, and at least from their point of view, since they went 2-0 down, they've managed to keep some possession inside Napoli territory as well. As Lundstrom finds Tavernier, who moves it right to left of the circle for Ben Davies. Long ball out towards Kent, who takes it down under pressure from Di Lorenzo. Kent bursts away from him in field, then switches back, checks his run, moves back to the touchline, and his pass to Yilmaz is cut out, but he gets the break of the ball off Politano, left-hand side of the box, swings the cross in, comes all the way through to Scott Wright on the other side of the penalty area. Short ball to Tavernier, infield to Morelos, first time back out to Scott Wright, infield to Morelos again. He plays it back to Ben Davies, he's midway inside the Napoli half. His floaty ball that was easily headed out for a throw-in on this near side by Politano, and it's Napoli 2, Rangers 0 on 19.5. Here is Rangers number 19, James Sands, back in his more familiar midfield position this evening. He goes back to Leon King, who finds Tavernier, who knocks it out to right on the far side touchline. Back into his own half for King, and Rangers in possession with Sands in the centre circle. Out to Tavernier, approaching 20 minutes. Tavernier leaving it for Wright, and then back it comes to John Lundstrom, who scored that late equaliser against Livingston in the league at the weekend. Here's Ridvan Yilmaz on this near side. Between 2 Napoli players, he passes it forward to Sands, who goes back to Davis. Plenty Rangers possession, but they're not really going anywhere with it right now.
Yeah, passing it into midfield, and it's coming straight back, and the midfield play needs to be half turned so he can actually get up the side of his opponent and get onto the front foot. At the moment, it's just last third, middle third, back into their own defensive third again, and ending up back on their edge of their own box.
Tavernier down the line for Wright, and it just comes bouncing back off the Napoli defender Oliveira, and out for a Rangers throw-in level with the edge of the centre circle.
Just saying the difference between the two teams is body position when you're receiving the ball. Napoli half turned all the time, so the ball invariably is always going to be going the way it's coming from. It's not going to go the way back. And on an angle, at the moment, Rangers, it's just flat, 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 ball to feet, coming back where it's just come from.
A double from Giovanni Simeone, and Napoli 2-0 up. There's a way that Rangers will be officially out of Europe tonight. That would involve Ajax taking a point more than them. this evening. And here's Di Lorenzo down the right for Napoli again. Skips away from Yilmaz, he's inside the box, it's all too easy. He's on the left foot, leaves it for Napoli, who crashes it off the crossbar from just over 20 odd yards, and it bounces away to safety. Here they come again though, on the left hand side. Di Lorenzo, his little pull back towards Raspadori's cutout, and Rangers get it away, and Rangers got away with one there as Ndombele unleashed that pile driver on Alan McGregor as it bounced back off the crossbar. Here's a chance down this near side for Politano, up against Yilmaz, he goes down inside the box. Shout for a penalty not given. Here they come again though, delicate chip ball, flicked half away, rifled for goal by Raspadori and blocked. Rangers up against the ropes again here. Napoli took a breather for a few minutes, and here they come again. And it is Ostigard playing it to this near side for Kim Min-jae. He goes back to Ostigard inside the centre circle. Short ball for Elmas. It's midway inside the Rangers half. We're a quarter of the way through this Champions League Group A match on match day 5 in this season's tournament. A sobering experience for Rangers Football Club without question. And they are right up against it again tonight as the floodlights dazzle down on the Diego Maradona pitch in front of us. And it's Napoli dazzling tonight, as they have been for most of the season. 3 points clear of AC Milan at the top of Serie A as they look to win the title for the first time in 32 years. 33 by the time it comes around. The business end of this season, should they manage to accomplish that. Been linked with Cristiano Ronaldo this week. One of the main directors at the club was asked about Ronaldo, and he says, we don't need him. We don't need anyone in January. They are more than happy with what they've got, and you can see why as they come forward again. Dink ball, Simeone picked up just outside the penalty area by Raspadori. He turns it back to Elmas, under pressure from 2 Rangers players. He finds Ndombele. Little give and go with Di Lorenzo, plays it back into the midfield for Lobotka, and it's a short ball back to Ostigard. Takes it for a walk from his defensive post, and then Oliveira picks up in the left, and he dinks it back into the centre circle for the Korean Kim. Now it's with Ndombele, low ball forward. It's going to be fired out here to this near side for Politano. Politano back onto the left, back onto the right, back onto the left. Shoots, blocked by Ben Davies, and then nicked out for a throw-in by Ridvan Yilmaz. 24 played, Napoli 2, Rangers 0.
See when they kick up through the gears, Napoli, and they literally go from first to fifth in a nanosecond. They look unbelievably frightening, right? To me, it looks, if Napoli play at their full potential, as we've seen in this first 24 minutes, could be as many as they want.
That's certainly not what the Rangers supporters want to hear from you, Mark, but that is how it appears down there. If Napoli, it looked when they got the second goal like they sat in a little bit, just soaked up some Rangers pressure. That's poor from Ndombele. Tillman has managed to get it through to Morelos. Into the penalty area goes Morelos, but his touch will go behind because he was brilliantly marshalled there by Kim Min-jae. He's doing the high fives with his teammates. It's not just about what they're doing in the final third to teams just now. They are priding themselves on their defending, as Italian teams normally do.
Alfredo had the right body shape there. He had that jump. He had half a yard on Kim. But what about the body strength? The body strength got himself back in front and just ushered it out as if Morelos wasn't there.
Here's Politano picking up a long ball, plays it into the box for Simeone, dancing around inside the area. Back to Politano. Out to Di Lorenzo. I'm not sure he was the target, but Di Lorenzo's onto it, the Napoli skipper. Level with the 18-yard line to Politano. His cross is poor. Headed away by Sands. Tillman back to Kent, who loses out on this near side. Showed way too much of it to Simeone. He looks up. He crosses. Comes off the head of Ben Davies. Ndombele attacks it. Heads it back into the box. Yilmaz is all over the place. Simeone plays it back, and the header's wide from Raspadori. James Tavernier didn't jump with him. Raspadori did. He wanted it more, but he couldn't divert the header on target, and it goes behind for the goal kick, and it stays Napoli 2, Rangers 0.
I say that's a chance for Raspadori there. Tavernier just on that far post, absolutely glued to the floor, couldn't get off the ground, but got that run at him. That's always a difficult one as a fullback, marking just inside the far post, but another great chance there for Naples to increase their lead.
Remember, they wiped the floor with Liverpool here. Liverpool, the team that put 7 past Rangers. It stands to reason Napoli can do what they want to Rangers tonight. When you put those two results side by side. As Tongai Ndombele plays it to the left of the centre circle for Elmas. And out to Oliveira. Works a 1-2 with Elmas to Oliveira again. Low ball down the left-hand side. Elmas onto the touchline. And it's going to go out of play for a throw into Napoli. In the end up, it's about level with the edge of the centre circle over on that far side. 2-0 it is to Lee Azzurri. And it's now back with Ostigard. He plays it short to the left-hand side. It's a long ball which will be chased by Simeone. He's inside the box, he's in behind the defence, he pulls it back though, cut out by Ben Davies. He prevents Giacomo Raspadori getting a sight on goal, and Rangers get it away, and Morelos goes down. The referee gives Rangers a free kick to the right of the centre circle. Napoli 2, Rangers 0. Morelos still down in apparent pain on the deck there, and he bounces back up and he's pointing his finger. The referee's getting himself embroiled there with Kim Min-jae, who's the man who brought him down in the first place. 28th minute of the game, Napoli 2, Rangers 0. But Morelos clearly frustrated, Mark, and annoyed with the challenge.
Yeah, I think he was looking for a yellow card there. It was a heavy challenge, a heavy challenge in well, but that's what I like to see. Alfredo's got his body shape right. The defender has to make a challenge, and it's a poor challenge, it must be said.
Free kick goes against Morelos. This time he's brought down Ostigard inside the centre circle when Rangers were in possession as well. So it is a free kick to Napoli, just inside Rangers territory. Still goalless in the other game in the group last time. I checked, Ajax against Liverpool. That is indeed the scoreline at the Johan Cruyff Arena here in the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. Napoli with a 2-0 lead, and with Ostigard on the ground and needing medical attention by the looks of things.
I think Alfredo just having another word with the referee, pointing out the Ben Davies challenge. Pretty much similar sort of a incident, but that's what we need to see. Alfredo needs to have that body shape, and the ball's knocked into him. He needs to get the defender half turned. He's got to commit to the tackle then, or let the ball run. That's the way. That's the only way, I think. That's why he's there in the team. He's in there to hold the ball up, take the pressure off the team. So Rangers, I'm going to say, try to get the ball quicker to him, but it's very, very difficult when you've got the Napoli holding midfield player. There's 2-3, always somebody in front of the centre halves to make it really, really difficult for him.
Getting close to the half-hour mark here. Ostigard looks like he's going to be okay to continue, but he's going to have to come off the pitch to come back on again. Some of the Rangers players were over taking on some fluids there, having a word with their manager and the coaching staff. Remember, tomorrow we're back in the Europa Conference League. Hearts taking on RFS, the only team they've beaten in that group. Indeed, that Hearts victory in Latvia, the only one a Scottish team's managed in the group stage of European competition up to press this season. Hearts RFS tomorrow. That is an 8 o'clock UK time kickoff. An earlier kickoff is the other game in that group, Fiorentina Istanbul Başakşehir. As Hearts look to try and keep their faint hopes alive of reaching the next stage of that tournament. Even in the Champions League, Rangers 2-0 down, 30 and a half on the clock. 2 from Simeone on 11 and 16. The game back underway, and it's out of play for a Rangers throw-in over on the far side to be taken by Tavernier. You're on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland, 810 medium wave on digital, BBC Radio Scotland Extra on your smart speaker, and online at bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland. And it's Napoli in possession with Di Lorenzo under pressure from Kent. Moves it back into Ostigard, who's back on the pitch, but his clip ball towards his skipper's gone out for a Rangers throw-in, which is taken by Tillman on the near side. Into Sands, who finds Yilmaz, and now it's with Ben Davies. Into the centre circle for Leon King. He's continuing to have to deputise for Connor Goldson. I think Rangers hoping they'll have Goldson back after the World Cup break, just after mid-December. Rangers collect a throw-in on the far side. Tavernier bowling it back to King. Short ball to Sands. Poor pass from James Sands again. As Elmas goes back the way to Oliveira. Clips it forward to Simeone. Showed too much of it to Tillman, who puts the challenge in, and the ball pinballs back to King. He finds Lundstrom, he finds King, and now it's with Ben Davies. Game's a little scrappy out there now, probably suits Rangers, to be honest. 32nd minute of the game. They are 2-0 down. And it is Rangers in possession here with Lundstrom, who moves it back there to King. Square ball for Davis. Out to the left-hand side for Kent. He's got Tillman ahead of him. Kent finds Tillman. Tried to play it back towards Kent. Bounces off Ostigard and then off Politano for a Rangers throw-in on this near side. Napoli having one of their breaks, Mark, I would suggest, in
just
the last few minutes.
Breather. Yeah, just having a wee breather. I think you'll see them pick it up again. 5 minutes. I'm going to say 5 or 10 minutes. Have a hard pressing 5 minutes just before the half-time.
Ndombele on the near side, who hit the crossbar. Scoreline 2-0 could be worse. Been a couple of opportunities. Raspadori had an opportunity as well, not too long after Ndombele crashed that one back off the frame. And it's now with Di Lorenzo into the midfield. He sweeps it to Kim Min-jae, and now it's collected by Raspadori on the left, level with the edge of the centre circle in the Napoli half. Goes back to Ostigard. Square ball for Kim. And they're at walking pace, snail's pace, just about at the moment, are the hosts. Chip ball, Ostigard out to that left-hand side, picked up by Oliveira, who plays it back towards Elmas. Wasn't the best pass in the world. Elmas let it go across him. Napoli still have it though. They're giving it away to King, and now Tillman. It's a good little pirouette by Malik Tillman. He finds Sands, he finds Lundstrom. Now it's with Morelos, better from Rangers. Morelos sweeps it out wide right, chance for Scott Wright, gets there before the byline, looking for Tillman, and then cleared there by Ostigard, who did very well to get back into position. That's the best period of play from Rangers in the match. 33 and a half in, Napoli 2, Rangers 0.
Yeah, good ball from Alfredo into that big patch of spare ground behind the defenders. Good run from Wright. Tillman nearly getting on the end of it.
Here's Morelos, right-hand side of the box, pulls it across the 6-yard line. Nobody there in Rangers colours, and Napoli are able to clear the lines. It's another chance there. They've had a couple just in the last minute, Rangers. Here's Kent on this near side. Blocked by the defender. Yilmaz wins it back though and finds Kent. He's moving back towards his halfway line there and towards his own half. The ball for Sands, who's under pressure as well on the slide to move it back to King, who in turn goes back to Alan McGregor. Napoli 2, Rangers 0. 34 and a half minutes on the clock here. And it is Morelos who picks up, but he loses it, and it's cleared by Ostigard into the centre circle. And I think there's a foul on James Sands. There is, yep, free kick Rangers just inside the Napoli half. Napoli 2, Rangers 0. Rangers no wins in 10 away from home in the Champions League group since they beat Lyon 3-0 in France in 2007. Thanks to goals from McCulloch, Kuzan and Beasley. And since winning that game, their Champions League away group stage records: played 10, drawn 4, lost 6. And of course the last one was at Anfield, as they were beaten 2-0 by Liverpool. 2 going on, a whole lot more though. They lost in Amsterdam on Matchday 1 as well, as James Sands eventually gets himself back to his feet. Final 10 minutes of the first half, Mark Hateley. Napoli 2 to the good.
Yeah, seem to have taken, as you said, taken the foot off the gas for the last 5 or 10 minutes, encouraging Rangers to come on, make a couple of passes, made some aggressive passes as well into areas that could hurt Napoli. 2 half chances, you would say, so you would be expecting Napoli then to be reacting to that, but as of yet, you know, Rangers are still having a good passage of play.
Van Yilmaz bursting away from Politano. Morelos, Yilmaz, good little touch towards Lundstrom. He's beaten to by Elmas, who's back on it, and he plays it to Ostigard. Now Lobotka, it's good play by Lobotka. Wonderful footwork, got it back to Ostigard, who fires it out to Politano. Here's Lobotka again, infield for Ndombele. And then out to the left for Matthias Oliveira. Ndombele now finds Ostigard, another who could come up against Scotland in next year's European Championship qualifiers. Made his debut for Norway this year. He's heading towards double-figure caps already. He has it here, the Napoli defender. Forward there to Simeone. It was a heavy touch, but it breaks back to Di Lorenzo, who finds Politano on the near side. Ball in field for Elmas. He's going to get it back here from Ostergaard, and he sweeps it back to Kim Min-jae. So we approach 37 minutes. Out to Oliveira, back to Kim. And it's a short ball from him to Ndombele. He finds Lobotka to Ndombele again. The on-loan Spurs player finds Ostergaard. He's across halfway now. First time ball out to this near side. Di Lorenzo getting it back in field to Elmas. Now to Politano. Elmas collects again. Short to Politano on the touchline. And he moves it back to Lobotka. They're beginning to toy with Rangers again here, though. Elmas as well to win it back off Politano. And Scott Wright's got his head down driving forward, but Raspadori picks his pocket and shifts it back to Kim, who now finds Lobotka. Napoli 2, Rangers 0, 37.5 on the clock.
Do you know what's impressive with him as well? The pace and the power of all the players. You know, Scott Rice, a quick, strong runner with the ball. He just brushed him aside, gave him half a yard, took the ball off him, passed it to a teammate.
And now it's Di Lorenzo down the right-hand side, driving forward, moving in field now towards the edge of the box. Plays it along the 18-yard line. It's clipped in by Simeone. He was trying to feed it through to Di Lorenzo, who might have been in an offside position. Rangers get it away anyway, and it stays at 2-0 to the Serie A and Group A leaders. Here's Elmas. He plays it short to Di Lorenzo, out to Politano. Dig ball, left-footed, right-hand side of the box for Elmas. Pulls it back for Politano. He's now moving towards the byline. It's a clever ball, the header straight at McGregor from Raspadori, who holds his head in his hands. He's annoyed. He's in good goal-scoring form, particularly in this competition and indeed with the Italy national team. He's still berating himself. McGregor holds on at his near post. 38.5, Napoli 2, Rangers 0. But it's a free header again.
Yeah, it's a free header, and it's a sitter. Raspadori absolutely berated himself. Absolutely. You know, there's the goal at his beckoning there. He just heads it to the far post. He must score.
Yeah, they've had probably 3 chances out with the goals, 3 good chances, if you can include the Ndombele one as a chance. He's hit it from distance, but could so easily have ended up in Alan McGregor's net, as Simeone's double did on 11 and 16. And that's why it's Napoli 2, Rangers 0 here on 39 minutes on Matchday 5 in Champions League Group A. Goalless it remains between Ajax and Liverpool and Amsterdam. Any point Ajax pick up if Rangers lose this game, we'll see Rangers exit Europe completely. Already out of the Champions League. Celtic out of European competition as well. Rangers on the brink. Here's Ryan Kent down the left, up against Di Lorenzo. And Politano's back helping. He waits for Yilmaz to make his run on the overlap. Finds him, the Turk puts it in. Couldn't quite find Morelos. Really good ball inbounded by Yilmaz. Here is Tillman. Can Rangers pull something back before the half-time interval? It's in the centre circle with King. Forward to Tillman and out to this near side for Ben Davies. Along the grass for Kent, out to the left, low ball for Yilmaz, finds Morelos. Morelos holding off his man, does brilliantly. Here's Tillman, shuffles into the box. Malik Tillman on the right foot, and his shot is blocked brilliantly by Kim Min-jae. He's put in a couple of really good blocks. That was good play by Tillman, dancing feet into the box as Rangers come again. In comes the cross. Di Lorenzo controls it inside his own 6-yard box. How cool was that? And the Napoli skipper plays it forward to the edge of his own penalty area. It was a heavy looking pass, but they've made it work. Elmas with the control, and it ends up back with Di Lorenzo, who plays it short to Lobotka. Final 5, we're into that, and it is of this first half, and it's Napoli 2, Rangers 0. Really good play by Rangers there, Mark. Yeah, Morelos and Tillman in particular.
Yeah, Tillman, terrific feet. That's where you need to see him, getting the ball in the middle of the park there, dancing, happy feet. Terrific block though from Kim.
Politano, it's a clever ball into the box. Simeone couldn't gather though, and it comes through to McGregor, who releases it quickly to James Sands. 41, Napoli 2, Rangers 0. Fabulous delivery, that one, Politano.
Every time the ball has gone into the box, into the Rangers box from the wider areas, is absolutely massive alerts for the Rangers back four, back five. But interesting to see, as soon as Rangers do get into the last third, Napoli naturally fall into a defensive six on a number of occasions, and there have been few of them, but the six, the compact, there's no space there, invariably picking up the second ball.
John Lundstrom booked for a foul on Raspadori. In fact, in Ndombele, I think he's eventually pulled back, and that means John Lundstrom can't face Ajax next week. Right now, as things stand, that game's not going to mean a whole lot, other than potential coefficient points for Scottish football, because the coefficient has taken a severe battering this season. 42 on the clock, Napoli 2, Rangers 0. As Di Lorenzo plays it to Lobotka, it's now with Di Lorenzo again. He's midway inside his own half. This Napoli side heading now towards a club record-breaking 12th successive win. Here is Politano on this near side. Little ball to Lobotka, just to the right of the Rangers penalty area. Lobotka moving it back to Ndombele as Liverpool take the lead against Ajax in Amsterdam. And it's Mohamed Salah who scored the fastest hat-trick in Champions League history against Rangers last time out, who's got the goal. Here come Napoli down the left-hand side. Brilliantly taken by Simeone. He's up away against King. He decides to dink it back down the left-hand side for Kim Min-jae. It's patient from the home team. Simeone had shifted out to the left there. Raspadori took up the centre position, and they've ended up working it back here, and it's going to be played to Tongai Ndombele. And now it's with Raspadori. Worked back the way here, and it's a little ball through, which is from Di Lorenzo, but it was all the way out behind for a goal kick, and it will stay on 43.5 minutes. Napoli 2, Rangers 0.
A great player, Di Lorenzo. I've not seen a lot of him this season, but he carries that arm bang well. You know, defensively he's very, very sound, aggressive on the ball, aggressive off the ball, forces his team forward up the park, making those passes between the lines. As soon as he gets the ball, the first thing he's looking for players in front of him.
He wanted to be a striker when he was a kid, Giovanni Di Lorenzo. You can see his attacking talents, that's for sure. He replaced Lorenzo Insigne, the legendary former Napoli captain, with the armband this summer, as Politano comes forward to the edge of the Rangers box, brought down by Yilmaz. Was he? No, shake of the head from the referee. Napoli fans don't agree, and it's with Ryan Kent on the near side. He's run into trouble. Lobotka has it, and now it's with Raspadori. But in the final minute of the first half, there will be stoppage time. And a couple of injuries down there, as Ndombele plays it out to Elmas on this near side. Dink ball back into the centre circle for Kim Min-jae, who plays it along the deck out to the left-hand side for Oliveira. Now it's back with Kim, short to Ndombele. They're giving it away really cheaply, and now it's played through to Morelos, who might be in here. Morelos is in, he shoots, and the goalkeeper saves. Might have taken a deflection, and it's been put behind by Alex Mehmet for a Rangers corner, their second of the evening, as we approach the 45-minute mark. Two have been added.
Ostergaard did tremendously well to get back there, put Alfredo. As soon as the ball was knocked through, you thought, Alfredo, you're in, keep calm, look to pass it into the back of the net, but Ostergaard got back, got close, and I think sort of mishit his shot, really. It was a soft attempt. Goalkeeper got a strong left hand to it.
Rangers corner, can he get something back? Can it towards Lundstrom? Napoli clear, back out to Tavernier, takes a touch with the right, fires it in, it's a good ball. Flicked clear really well again by Ostergaard. Kent picks up the scraps, floats the ball in this time. It's an easy header away though. And Napoli with Ndombele finding Lobotka, and out to this near side. They've played it out of trouble, and it's picked up here by Oliveira, who moves it along the 18-yard line. Napoli 2, Rangers 0. We're in first half injury time, but Alfredo Morelos very close to pulling Rangers back into this contest.
Yeah, you'd say Rangers have not been in this at all, but they've had two half efforts, a great chance there from Alfredo right on half time, and at this level, them half chances, they're the things you need to be taking.
Napoli in possession. It's a long ball from Ostergaard out to that left-hand side. Opportunity perhaps for them here to cross from the left, and they got an opportunity. They do inside the box, pull back towards Ndombele. Lundstrom in the right place though, and Rangers get it clear This is picked up by Ridvan Yilmaz on this left-hand side to Kent. Looked to work it back to Yilmaz, trying to be too clever for his own good though. And Politano gets there first and plays it back to his goalkeeper. 2-0 Napoli.
Yeah, I think that was cheap there from Kent. Could probably held the ball in, try to flick it in. It was heavily overloaded with Napoli defenders on this left-hand side, as it has been for the majority of the 45 minutes. Everybody's been in the right place defensive-wise. And, you know, just that little bit of experience now when you're knocking the ball in. You know, we're coming up to half-time. Do I get hold of the ball? Do I get a free kick? Just kill the game a little bit. Little things like that.
Half-time in Naples. 2 goals in 5 minutes for the home team from Giovanni Simeone. And Napoli looking at adding to Rangers' Champions League woes big time tonight. The good news for Rangers is it hasn't got any worse on the scoreline since the 16th minute. That's when Simeone bulleted home his second. And he's produced 2 classic striker finishes as well. Rangers could well have defended them better, but Simeone was absolutely delighted, as the Napoli fans were as well, as they look to try and win Champions League Group A. Ndombele's hit the crossbar and Jacopo Raspadori's had 2 wonderful opportunities to add to the Neapolitan lead. Rangers, though, they've, well, felt their way into the game eventually, and they've forced a couple of opportunities themselves, a couple of balls across the face of goal. Alfredo Morelos passing up their best chance though, as he was slipped through after sloppy play by the home team into the box. Ostegaard did brilliantly to bite back at him though, as he pulled the trigger, and the goalkeeper Meret made a save down to the left to put it behind for the corner. That was towards the end of the first half. Here on a balmy evening at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, where at half-time in Group A on Matchday 5, it is Napoli 2, winless Rangers 0.
Following Scotland's teams in Europe.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
Goal! He slides it home!
So 2-0 to Napoli at half-time. Also in Group A, Ajax 0, Liverpool 1. A great finish from Mo Salah on 42 minutes. So as the group stands right now, all teams having played 5 games. Napoli 15 points, Liverpool 12, Ajax 3, Rangers on 0. Looking through the other score lines, 2 full-time: St Erla Club Brugge 0, FC Porto 4, Inter Milan 4, Victoria Pilsen 0. Half-time scoreline: Atletico Madrid 1, Bayer Leverkusen 2, Barcelona 0, Bayern Munich 2, Frankfurt 2, Marseille 1, Napoli 2, Rangers 0 as I've told you, and Spurs 0, Sporting 1. So, Neil McCann, your thoughts on that first half? I suppose the positive is that after that blistering start from Napoli, it wasn't more in the early stages. 2 early goals, but there's so many chances after that.
Yeah, they have, Kenny. I think 2-0. Giovanni will be pleased about that. They've had a couple of half chances, as Mark's spoken about there, but Kenny, I think when I'm watching this, and we were all in agreement that this was going to be a tough evening for Rangers. So how do you approach this as somebody sitting here? I'm wanting to learn a wee bit. I'm wanting to watch how this team works. As Tom was sort of touched on earlier with me, I like the tactical side of the game. I love it. I watch how they're playing, how they're manipulating Rangers. Rangers, we spoke about, would have to be really tight, compact. 4-2-3-1. One offer up the wide areas, but it's really interesting how they're doing it. If the ball is on the ball side, so if you're taking in the right side, which I've spoken about, was going to be so difficult for Yilmaz and Kent, Yilmaz in particular. That Politano and Di Lorenzo are so good. I mean, they've got such a good understanding. What happens when the ball's in that side? And Ndombele comes into the fullback area. Di Lorenzo pushes almost into the attacking half. That allows Politano to go higher, and then really on the other side goes and plays as an outside left. So they get the width from him should they get a split. But what then happens is that Raspadori comes in and becomes a second striker. And then the striker can come into little areas. And how many times that actually Ndombele has looked to go to Di Lorenzo and just whipped it straight through the middle into the pocket for the striker, and then they've worked it round and back out the outside. And that's what they did for the first goal. Now, you think that Lorenzo should be picked up with Ryan Kent, but they've sucked Ryan Kent into that area because Ndombele, who's a central midfielder, goes out into a full-back area. They worked it round though quick, and then the ball was brilliant. They did it again in the outside left for the second goal. But for a defensive point of view, if you flip it, you think, right, this is a partnership that I think is struggling to find the leadership of it. Davis hasn't played a lot of football now. Young King can be excused for lack of experience, but the goal for the striker was absolutely class. Both times, getting in between, and when the ball's coming safe for the right side, the first centre back must go across the front post area. That means the second centre back must be touch tight with the striker going through the middle. It didn't happen. The first one, King's nowhere near it. Goes into the Simeone goes into the gap. Wonderful touch, exquisite finish. Rui on the left hand side, King's across the front. Davis actually takes a look to see who's coming edge of the box instead of just saying, I'm not interested. That better be Lundstrom or Sands, and making sure that the striker doesn't get an easy attack on goal. He doesn't get touch tight, bang, punished again. So this is a lesson for me, watching a top class side. And I think this team could go all the way. I look at the boys on the bench. It was a different type. When I watched them play against Liverpool, they were getting, Zielinski was going from midfield areas, they were getting wide and tricky, go down the outside. They have got an adaptability about them with changing the sides. And I know they're up against a weak Rangers side just now, but my God, they're a good side, Kenny. And this is a tough night for Rangers.
Yeah, fantastic to watch, Tom. And the fluidity, the movement of the side, the interplay, they are an absolute joy. And as Neil said, not at full strength tonight. A rare start for Yilmaz. What have you made of him in the first half? Obviously a tough night for him.
Yeah, difficult. I mean, a couple of shaky moments defensively. Going forward, I think he managed to get a couple of overlaps past Kent and one or two balls into the box, but it's a difficult evening for him. You know, the quality of opposition he's up against is just exceptional. I mean, you talk about Neil's going into it tactically, but for me it's just the speed of the passing and the movement from Napoli. It's just so difficult to live with. The way that they don't just pass the ball to each other, they absolutely rap it at each other, and they can cope with the touch. And by doing that, Rangers they just can't cope with the speed and intensity of the ball. And when you add in the movement off the ball, and you just need to look at the first goal for that, Giovanni Simeone's movement was exceptional. The Di Lorenzo pass, magnificent, and the finish obviously very good as well. But you know, you could, and Neil did it there, pick faults in the defending. But for me, when you look at the quality of the pass from Di Lorenzo and the finish, exceptional. The second goal, the ball in from Rui, is pinpoint. And yes, defensively you would expect, I mean, it's clever movement to ghost in between the two centre halves the way that he did, but the ball's got to be absolutely perfect from then on in, and the ball was just incredible in, and the header was very, very good as well. It seemed after that to me that at 2-0 they kind of almost took their foot off the gas a touch, Napoli, and were quite content to just kind of keep the ball. They weren't really forcing the issue as much as they did in the opening 20 minutes. And then Rangers kind of almost came back into it in a sense that they were making the odd entry into Napoli's final third, albeit one of them, the Morelos one, comes from a mistake. You had the Tillman shot that was blocked. But when you look back to two other big moments in the game, and we're getting a replay of one of them now, the Ndombele shot off the bar. I mean, really, it's an incredible hit, and it only needs to dip another millimetre or two, and it goes in off the underside of the bar, and then the Raspadori header at the back post. Those are bigger chances, and it could have been 3 or 4. I agree with Neil. I think when it went 2-0, Giovanni and his coaching staff at the side of the pitch must have been thinking, oh, by the way, this, you're probably getting a wee bit worried. So to be in it 2-0 and try and fix the problems now that obviously he's seen in the opening half, I think he'll be pleased with. But as we mentioned, the quality of player that are sitting on the Napoli bench to come on after 60 or 70 minutes is exceptional.
Just seen a replay of the chance there from Morelos. It seemed to be a bit of a deflection, and they keep him with a half-decent save, you'd have to say. See, in terms of these clip balls over the top, I mean, they're inch perfect, but Should they be getting closed down in midfield? Whose job is that to stop the supply?
But that's what I mean, Kenny. They're so clever. So Raspadori is the one that comes right across the pitch. Rui's going wide left, so Tavernier stays there. They get an extra man advantage by that left winger coming right inside the pitch. So they suck the right winger out because he's the guy that would give the cover to Di Lorenzo for the first goal, right? So he suck him out because Ndombele drops into that full-back area, so Kent thinks, I'll go and press him. And what happens is they just bounce it in and bounce it round him, so eliminates the cover for the full-back for Yilmaz. So he's then got to back off and still keep intact because he's got Politano on his outside, can't commit. If he overcomes it, he gets a slid ball down the side. So this is what Tom was alluding to. They're so quick and incisive with the passing. I know Liam said at one point there it was walking pace. They might be walking, but the ball is still zipped to each other on that surface. So they're constantly moving the opposition all the time. So they really worked that space. It looked like he had so much space, Di Lorenzo. But you're right, you still have to find that with pace. That ball was as an ex-winger, to find it and you're moving forward. It wasn't a standing cross. With a standing cross you can actually put a ball where you want. When you're moving and the ball's going in the same direction you're moving it, it's much harder. But they're absolutely on a sixpence, you know. But the touch from Simeone was, I mean, unbelievable. Left foot, right foot, bang. It doesn't give Alan McGregor any time to set himself. It's touch, bang, dispatched. But I still think that King needs to identify that there's no threat coming in at me because Tavernier's got the winger. So where is that winger? Is he inside? He's right inside the pitch. He played his part in the build up to that. Don't need to worry about him now. So King says, I must cover Davis. That means that striker, if the ball goes over him, I'm going to be touch tight. And he did it about 5 minutes later. If you remember, I was speaking about it. He forced him wide. So individual errors from the centre-backs, but quite brilliant play from Napoli to engineer that space and delivery. My God, absolutely outstanding. Yeah,
they're a joy to watch. Tom, what have you made of that first 45?
I think Van Bronckhorst will be breathing a heavy sigh of relief that it's only 2. Could be a lot more. Look, we're talking. It's football, but this is different level stuff, right? They're playing the same sport, but they're 2 different levels. Napoli are just class. They're actually beautiful to watch. I mean, just gorgeous to watch this. The control and the physicality, the conditioning of these guys. Obviously, they're better footballers, right? To a man, they're better footballers. The conditioning of these is so impressive. So look, Rangers are steeped. It's only 2. They're doing their best in the game. They're hanging on. One of my many concerns is that Napoli not only are they just a very good first half team, they're an exceptional second half team. If you look at their games this season, you know, they scored 2 in the second half against Ajax, Bologna and AC Milan, 3 in the second half against Verona, Rangers and Ajax, and 4 in the second half against Cremonese. So what I'm saying is they keep going. They don't tend to settle.
I wonder if the intensity, Tom, because they know they're already through, right, and they've qualified, and obviously Serie A is big for them. Will that have an effect in the second half? Knowing psychologically, right, we've got this game, we've won it, right? They've won the game, they're not going to lose the game.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the second half, and that might come from the manager actually saying you're not dropping the levels, you've got to keep it going. But no matter who you are when you're on that pitch, you know you've got this game in the bag. You know you've got a big game at the weekend in Serie A. You've already qualified. I mean, I think that helps Rangers, because if this was a game that Napoli had to win, then you would see almost a different shift in intensity yet again.
Yeah, but they have those extra gears, and you could have said that, you know, at 3-1 or maybe even 4-1 against Ajax, the game was over, but they still made it 5 and 6. You know, so they have that ruthless streak in them, and they've shown it against Liverpool. They've shown it numerous times this season. They're on the cusp of 12 in a row now, and if they want to shake it up, if they want to give Osimhen a little run, if they want to give Lozano a bit of a run, or Zielinski or Kvaratskhelia, they're all on the bench. Guiza, another guy who's playing exceptionally well. You could just bring in these guys. The squad is squad is outrageously good.
What about then in terms of the Rangers squad, Neil? Do you see any changes? So Barisic, Devine, Allen, Davis, Arfield, Lowry, Cholak, Matondo, Fashion Sakala. I mean, Fashion Sakala to a point has looked okay when he's come on, hasn't he, in the games?
I think Kent's tried to be busy. He's probably tried too hard, got smothered, lost the ball. Tillman showing great feet in one occasion. I would like to see Lowry coming on there.
Yeah.
I would like to see Devine given an opportunity, but I'd like to taper that I don't know, opportunity, because without Taven here, and I know he hasn't been great of late, I do think he's carrying it. You're then looking at a back four that's really, really inexperienced against this. I mean, that would
concern.
that would be my big concern, Kenny.
OK, let's find out how the second half goes. Napoli lead Rangers by 2-0. Let's get back to Mark Haitley and Liam McLeod.
Rangers change at half-time. Fashion Sakala has come on to replace Scott Wright for the start of the second half. Rangers in the orange kit will go left to right as we watch from up high above Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's technical area. Napoli in their blue shirts, white shorts, blue socks with the white tops. Sakala came on against Liverpool and did pretty well at Anfield, relatively speaking. Both he and Matondo made an impression late on in a game that they were trailing 2-0 in as well. And it is Sakala to start the second half. Napoli will officially start the second half, and they've done that now. No changes for them, and it's shifted back here. It's a long ball which is pinged out by Mario Rui over to the far side. The referee's blown his whistle. I think he might have to retake the centre here, because 4 or 5 Napoli players burst into the Rangers half before the ball was kicked. So yeah, it's going to be a retake in centre. So just forget everything I've said for the last 20 seconds, apart from the fact Sakala's come on for right. Now we're back underway in the Maradona. Long ball from Kim Min-jae for Napoli, headed away there by Rangers through Leon King. And now it's with John Lundstrom, who picked up a booking. We'll see him miss the Ajax game next week. Clips it down the right-hand touchline. Mario Rui will get there first, though. And he finds his goalkeeper. Good footwork there by Alex Meret, who gets it clear up towards halfway. Back into the Napoli half. Mario Rui for Ndombele. And now with Lobotka, who finds Kim Min-jae. Mark Haitley, Fashion Sakala on for right.
Similar sort of thing for me. I think lots of legs, pace. One thing he's got that determination to take people on. I think that's something that is required right now. Somebody that can carry the ball, create something, and he brings that. Let's hope he can do it tonight.
It's back to Alan McGregor. Long ball from him, first time with the left foot. Lundstrom with a little flick header. Behind him was Morelos. Now it's Lundstrom who pokes it out to Sakala. First real feel of the ball for Sakala. Infield to Tillman. I'm pretty sure Morelos was the target for the pass. Tillman picks it up. Morelos can't get it under control, and it is picked up by Elmas for Napoli. And now it's with Ostigard. Napoli unbeaten since the end of April. They lost to Empoli. Former Celtic Hibs midfielder Liam Henderson scored Empoli's first on the day as they came from 2-0 down to win 3-2. So Napoli's last defeat was from a position of strength. They were 2-0 up, lost 3-2 a long time ago now, though, and here they come forward again. First time there from Raspadori wasn't great, and it's easily cleared by Ben Davis, out for a throw-in to the hosts over on the far side, which is bowled back the way to Lobotka. And then into the centre circle for Kim Min-jae, finds Mario Rui. Rangers with McGregor in goal then. It is Tavernier, King, Davis and Yilmaz, with Sands and Lundstrom in the middle of the midfield there. Tillman ahead of them. Kent and Sakala now either side of Morelos. As Napoli come down that right-hand side. Politano. Little short ball to Elmas, who finds Di Lorenzo. He's on the turn away from Yilmaz, and then he plays it in field to Lobotka. Stretching his legs away from Lundstrom, manages to find it through to Simeone. Couldn't quite get the touch that would have taken him in on McGregor, and it's good reactionary defending by James Sands, back helping his centre-back pairing there. 47.5 on the clock. Napoli 2, Rangers 0, as it goes out for a Rangers throw-in over on the far side.
Yeah, good work from Sands there, showed good upper body strength, saw the danger and squashed it pretty quickly.
Rangers with Tavernier in possession, the edge of his own box. He's looking for Sakala, finding him eventually despite the best efforts of Mario Rui. As the sliding challenge from Raspadori puts it out for a Rangers throw-in. Down in this near side, and a frustrating slap of the thighs there from Luciano Spalletti down below us. He was under severe pressure going into the summer after Napoli finished third last season. Their title challenge wilted in the mid-spring as AC Milan won their first title for a decade. Of course, the stranglehold of Juventus is well and truly ended here. Juventus crashing out of the Champions League. Barcelona, incidentally, going out of the Champions League, dropping into the Europa League as well. So some of the big guns it's not been easy for us. It's a long ball for Simeone. He's giving chase, lobs Alan McGregor! Oh, and it bounces over the bar and onto the roof of the net. But the flag went up anyway, and it stays Napoli 2, Rangers 0 on 49 as Liverpool go 2-0 up on Ajax in Amsterdam.
I think he's given a goal kick. I think he was onside here. Maybe not.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, yes.
No, yes. Yes, no.
An offside.
It is offside.
But a straight ball again. It must have been inches in that.
He's unlucky, Simeone, isn't he? Yeah, I mean, offside, yes, but he's unlucky with the finish. He tried to lob it over Alan McGregor. It just bounced too high over the crossbar. And Rangers get away with one there as Leon King's clearance is charged down by Simeone, who thought he was in for his hat-trick there. He's actually got a decent goal-scoring return, given he doesn't start all the time. 6 goals. This is his 10th appearance. He doesn't always start. It's now back with Leon King, who fires it up towards halfway. Too high for Morelos. He comes right through here for Leo Østigard. He goes to Di Lorenzo, now back to Østigard, uses his goalkeeper under pressure from Sakala. He plays it short, and it's a long ball from Kim Min-jae out to the right there, and it's Di Lorenzo and Politano got such a good understanding. He eventually wrestle it back from Yilmaz, does Politano, and now it's with Lobotka for Mario Rui, out to this left-hand side for Raspadori. Back onto halfway here for Elmas. And now it's with Østigard, who goes across halfway. Short to Ndombele, to Lobotka. Now Elmas to Ndombele, to Lobotka. It's the midfield triumvirate, and it's clipped out to this left-hand side for Mario Rui. It's gone out of play though. It will be a throw-in to Rangers down on this near side. The Rangers right as they try and attack the goal to the right. 51st minute of the game. Napoli 2, Rangers 0 on Matchday 5. And just to reiterate, Liverpool 2-0 up at Ajax. Darwin Núñez got their second goal. In fact, they've just gone 3-0 up, have Liverpool in that one. The third goal scorer shortly, but Ajax 0, Liverpool 3 in the Johan Cruyff Arena. So Ajax and Rangers very much the whipping boys of this group as it's played through to the right-hand side. Chance Napoli are in on the right-hand side. Saved by McGregor. The foot to deny Simeone. It was at a tight angle, to be fair to him, and it was behind for a Napoli corner.
Yeah, in all day. Big space over there. Ball was knocked into early. Took his shot on. Good strong foot there from McGregor, putting it out for a corner. Another warning.
Liverpool scoring on 42, 49 and 52. Harvey Elliott with their third. Ajax 0, Liverpool 3. Really, Rangers need a point for that to come into play. Napoli corner into the box. Simeone tries to flick for a goal at the near post. It's cleared by Rangers though. Kent rides the first challenge and then bounces away from the second, but not from the third, and it goes out of play for a throw-in to Rangers over on the far side, level with the edge of the centre circle inside their own half. 52 in the clock. Napoli 2, Rangers 3.
You thought when that broke there that Kent, it was a one-on-one, he skipped the first one, but how quickly Napoli get the two covering midfield players, the defenders, they're all rushing back to make that tackle. Incredible work rate.
They were, before the group stage got underway, Napoli were 7th favourites to lift the title. There might be some revision on that as we go on. Rangers give it away through James Sands. He's done brilliantly to win it back, but Ndombele has picked it back up here with a little bit of help from Politano. Down he goes under the challenge of Tillman. No free kick. Rangers play on. Long ball. Sakala Will chase forlornly though, and it comes right through to Alex Merritt. 53 now played, 2-0 Napoli. Yeah, Rangers close against Ajax next Wednesday evening, or next Tuesday evening it is, against Ajax. But given what the Dutch champions did to them in Amsterdam, Rangers will need to win by 5 goals next week at Ibrox. It's one thing trying to beat Ajax, it's one thing trying to beat them by 5, and although Napoli won by 5 and Liverpool are winning by 3 right now and counting, you just can't see Rangers racking up that kind of scoreline, even if it is inside their own stadium. Rangers in possession here. Ben Davis rolling it out to Yilmaz in the far side, infield for Tillman. It's away from Lobotka and finds Kent, who's moved it to Tavernier, now forward towards Lundstrom, but it's a poor ball straight to Mario Rui, and it's played out to that right hand side for Politano, who finds Di Lorenzo, who finds Dombele, and now it's with Lobotka. They just knock it away out of trouble. Little patterns of play, little passes, triangles. In fact, they're all kinds of shapes. It's Napoli down the right with Politano again attacking the right angle of the box, underlapping Di Lorenzo, fires it across into the Rangers 6-yard area. It's a comfortable take this time for Alan McGregor, and it will stay at Napoli 2, Rangers 0.
It's fair to say, Liam, Napoli are pretty fluid and pretty comfortable in any position. When they trust the players, as the boys were saying, they rat that ball in, and the trust in the player that it's being passed to is deal with it, and that's what they do. They're so comfortable with the ball.
Morelos for Rangers, switch of play from him. One of the nice little moments for Alfredo Morelos in the game as Kent picks up on the left. He's got a overlap Yilmaz, who plays it low across, blocked brilliantly there by the number 55 Ostergaard. Now it's cleared to Ndombele, up to Simeone on the turn, and he moves it back to Lobotka, who plays it to Mario Rui on this near side. Short ball there for Elif Elmas, under pressure from Morelos. Down goes Elmas, no free kick, says the referee. Napoli play on anyway, and it is with Ndombele. Square ball for Kim Min-jae, who plays it first time to Mario Rui on this near side. Left to right of the centre circle for Ostergaard. He goes across halfway and finds Stanislav Lobotka. Came up against Scotland a couple of times in the Nations League. In the most recent staging, the one before, is Politano's long switch, finds Mario Rui, cushion header for Raspadori. Rui now finds Elmas, now Lobotka. And keeping it for fun right now. Ostergaard out to the right hand side, he finds Politano, level 18, finds Di Lorenzo, little back heel looking for Politano. Yilmaz is there though, and Rangers get it half away, only momentarily though. 56 in the clock, 2-0 Napoli. They're hunting down a third goal here. Elmas short to Lobotka, and now he finds Ostergaard. Lobotka then to Elmas, back into his own half for Ostergaard, and now Kim Min-jae. Lobotka, long ball right footed, little header from Simeone looking for Raspadori, cut out by Davis. Then it is Lundstrom who finds Tavernier onto the chest of Sakala. Good touch from him, goes out of play, but it's a free kick to Rangers for a foul by Kim Min-jae. He's got his arms outstretched down below us, doesn't agree with the decision, but it's a free kick to Rangers down on this near side, just inside their own half, as we hit 57 minutes with Napoli leading by 2-0. It's now with Leon King. Short ball for Sands, forward to Morelos, to Lundstrom, he's popped it through to Tillman, no flag here. Tillman driving forward into the area, he's gone down there, bounces straight back up. The referee has decided to give Napoli the free kick, presumably for was it? Yeah. What?
Handball, I think it was. I think it was handball. Yeah, I think Tillman was looking for that.
Did wonder, there were three moments there. There was offside, and then there was a potential incident inside the box, which is the one that's been pulled up.
Yeah, had an opportunity there. Tillman took the ball in, knew he didn't have the pace to get past. Then it was encouraging the tackle, and sort of fell onto the ball, being a handball.
Another big weekend of domestic action coming up after Hearts take on RFS in the Europa Conference League tomorrow evening in Group A of that competition. As Napoli come forward with Giacomo Raspadori, he's lost out to Davis, but it's picked up by Lobotka to Ndombele, to Lobotka, to Mario Rui on this near side. The Rangers host Aberdeen, big game, and we'll of course be covering all those matches. There's 2 Premiership games taking place on the Sunday as well. But that game against Aberdeen on Saturday is massive for Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, you feel. Already 4 points behind Celtic at the top of the Premiership, as Napoli pick up Lobotka in the midfield. Then Elmas finds Ostegaard, now in Ndombele, to Lobotka, to Kim Min-jae. Short ball left to right of the centre circle. Ostegaard goes back to Kim, plays it into the centre circle for Lobotka. Wanted too long on it that time, Napoli. One back by Tillman, then Lundstrom. Not a great ball, but Kent's going to get onto it on the far side. Can Rangers make a game of it on the scoreline? 59 minutes played, they're 2-0 down, and it's Ben Davis playing it short to his left for Kent. He's got Yilmaz in the touchline. Instead moving in field, Kent for Sands. Plays it short to Lundstrom, now out to Yilmaz. To Lundstrom again. It's good possession from Rangers at least here. And it's a clip ball by John Lundstrom looking for Sakala. Does win the header. He's nodded it back to Morelos. His shot's blocked by Kim. Then flicked out here for a throw into Rangers by Raspadori. Level with the Napoli penalty spot. Taken quickly by Tavernier to Tillman. Gets his cross into the box. Cleared on the edge of the 6-yard line. The edge of the 6-yard box by Kim Min-jae. Collected by King. Short low ball to Sands. Back to Leon King. And he goes all the way back to Alan McGregor as we tick towards the hour mark here in Campania, where it's Napoli 2, Rangers 0. Long ball down the line is won by Mario Rui. The cushion header from Tavernier to Morelos, who finds Sakala. Moves forward looking for Morelos with the pass. Well read again by Kim. Really good centre half, isn't he, Kim Min-jae?
Yeah, strong, powerful, reads the game very, very well, quick across the ground as well.
Moving towards 50 caps for South Korea is Kim, who was the replacement for Kalidou Koulibaly, who went to Chelsea. He was signed for Fenerbahce. He's the South Korean as it's moved out to the left, and Rangers have actually managed to win a free kick out on that left-hand side level with the Napoli penalty spot.
I'm going to say it's been a good 10 minutes, the best 10 minutes I think Rangers have had in the game. They've had plenty of possession, they're playing the ball in the right areas. A couple of opportunities to break into the box as well. It's just that final effort on goal.
Here comes the free kick. Yilmaz is over it on the left-hand side, bends it in. It's gone right across it. Well, it hadn't gone out of play, went right over the crossbar. Looked like it had swung out. It stayed in according to the linesman. Rangers have it with Lundstrom on the right-hand side. Crosses the ball in, headed away by Di Lorenzo. Mario Rui first time back to Elmas on this near side. Under pressure from Sakala, he just knocks it forward to Lobotka, who will win the free kick. Clever play there by Lobotka off Tavernier.
I'm going to say tremendous ball in from Lundstrom there, right and driven low, hard into an area, into a space right in the middle of the goal. You'd expect somebody to be trying to get on the end of that. Perfect ball in.
Well, in normal times, not when Rangers have been under such duress in a Champions League campaign, but in normal times you wouldn't expect them to win on the road in this tournament. Just 4 Champions League group matches won by Rangers away from home. They beat CSKA Moscow, Mark's team in 92, PSV 99, Monaco the year after, and Lyon in 2007. As Rangers pick up another free kick inside the centre circle for a foul on Tillman. 62 played, Napoli 2, Rangers 0. And it's going to be taken here by James Sands. Certainly been better from Rangers in the second half. Van Bronckhorst down there on the edge of his technical area, but how much is that down to Napoli playing within themselves? Because when they have burst into life in this game, they've been vastly superior. It's moved back out to the right, Di Lorenzo to Politano, first time ball forward. A frustrating look out at the Napoli right winger by Raspadori. He's nowhere near it, and it comes all the way through to Alan McGregor, and it stays Napoli 2, Rangers 0 in the 63rd minute of the game. Big changes from Napoli in the summertime. you consider they're not actually that successful by trophies won. Been nearly men for a while now. Mix of Hamsik, Insigne, Mertens all away. As Rangers come forward, it's Tillman with the angle ball, and that will go off Mario Rui for a Rangers corner. They're first of the second half, and it's an opportunity on this near side for Rangers to pop the ball into the Napoli penalty area with their third corner of the evening.
It seems to me, give credit to Rangers here, the last 15 minutes have been in the game. Napoli have always looked dangerous with the ball, but I think they've just took the foot off the pace.
Tavernier takes, it's a chance in the back post, and it's Morelos, and it'll be another corner as he volleyed towards goal. It takes a deflection and loops high over the bar, and Rangers have a second corner in quick succession. 2-0 Napoli. Can Rangers pull something back here? James Tavernier's over the corner on the near side once more. Wasn't the worst delivery in the world. Referee's just sorting things out. Tavernier will place the ball down in the quadrant down below us as Rangers attack the goal to the right. They lead 4-1 on the corner count. 2-0 down on the scoreline though. Tavernier, and it comes again with the right boot. Headed clear by Østegård, and then Yilmaz slices it high and very unhandsome and behind for a goal kick.
I was going to say an optimistic volley was trying there from 35 yards. High, wide and handsome.
Or not, as the case may be, as Napoli play it short out the back, and it's clipped forward by Østegård to the right there for Di Lorenzo, who finds Ndombele. Short ball to Politano, just inside the Rangers half, back to Ndombele. Infield to Lobotka, Ndombele, now with Kim, right-footed, out to Mario Rui on the left-hand side. Chance here perhaps to attack the Rangers box. Rangers have been better recently, but it's picked up by Ndombele. Poor touch though from him.
I knew what he's trying to do there. He's just trying to flick it up and roll him round the side.
Rangers giving it away. Tavernier, and Raspadori fires it wide, looking for the top right-hand corner. James Tavernier apologising. Woeful low ball back into his own penalty area to one of the form horses in the Napoli squad, Giacomo Raspadori, who's off target this time. Tavernier gets away with it. It stays Napoli 2, Rangers 0, 65 played.
Lack of concentration there from Tav, giving the ball away, just getting the ball back and giving it straight away. As you say, it's been a good period for Rangers. They need to make something from this good period though, get themselves back in this.
It's a dreadful ball by Morelos. From Tavernier. Morelos picks up a better one from the Colombian out to the left. It's Kent, it's an overlap. Yilmaz is inside the box, across, and Morelos can't tap it home. It's gone under his boot, but it looked easier to score. It stays Napoli 2, Rangers 0.
Wow. Alfredo 3 yards out. Absolutely incredible miss there, just underneath his boot. He can slide it in, he gets it in, puts it in with some part of his body with good work. Yilmaz on that far side, whipping the ball right across the face of the Napoli defence. And Alfredo, what can you say?
Well, if you wanted one man in that position, it's Rangers' top European goal scorer of all time, and Alfredo Morelos, who has had troubles getting into the side this season. You won't get a better one on a bigger stage this season than that one. I mean, that's sitter territory. That's Cholak and Arfield prepare to come on. Tillman's coming off, and that might well be Morelos' last opportunity to score tonight. He's going to be reliving that one all night and all the way back home, probably tomorrow on the flight.
The difference 2 minutes makes. Alfredo there, a golden opportunity. Honestly, cannot believe he's missed that opportunity. Keep himself on the park, get his team back into the game. Incredible miss.
Wonderful chance. And that, not just for Morelos personally, that was a chance for Rangers collectively to get back into this. At a time when they've actually been giving 15-20 minutes up to Napoli, putting as much up to Napoli as Napoli are giving them right now. Albeit, you do ask the question, how much have Napoli taken their foot off the gas here? It goes back to Meret. They lead 2-0 still, but what a chance for Morelos to make it 2-1.
What I think what has improved with Rangers, they've gone for that higher press. Everybody's pressing. There's a lot more urgency to try and get the ball back higher up the park. And I think that's what's getting them into the game.
Rangers in possession here. Sands to Kent. His pass forwards cut out. 68 minutes played. We're into the final quarter. Napoli win it back with Elmas out to the right for Politano. Support coming from Di Lorenzo. Of course it is. It always does. And Politano uses him as a decoy. It's now picked up by Simeone. He's managed to force it forward. He's gone down. He looks at the Turkish referee. No free kick. Rangers get it away. Ostegaard moves it to the left of the centre circle for Kim Min-jae. Short ball to Elmas, to Lobotka. Back to Elmas. Less than 22 left. 2-0 Napoli. Ndombele short to Ostegaard. Inside the Rangers half. Everyone's inside the Rangers half apart from Meret, the Napoli goalkeeper. Kim Min-jae moving forward and playing it short to his left for Mario Rui. Plays it back into his own half for Lobotka, who finds Ndombele. And now it's with Lobotka again. Short ball there for Ostegaard. Under no pressure really, he plays it short there to Ndombele. He's trying to hold off his man, who is Scott Arfield, who's just on. Of course, gave Rangers the lead against Liverpool a couple of weeks ago. As Napoli come down the right-hand side with Di Lorenzo. Little ball infield, looking for Politano. Read well that time by Rangers, who clear through Sands. Is Lundstrom given away again by Rangers. Elmas. Now it's played back the way to Lobotka. On to halfway. Lobotka working a 1-2 with Elmas. Gets it back from Di Lorenzo this time. And then rolls it back to Ostegaard. They're beginning to get back into their stride here. Napoli 2-0 up, heading towards the final 20. Still 3-0 in Amsterdam to Liverpool against Ajax.
Just noticed the volume from the crowd has stepped up. You know, I think they've appreciated. I think the team's struggling a little bit now, putting a little bit more noise into the stadium.
They've been out of the Champions League for the last few seasons of Napoli. Big ambitions here. They're growing by the week, you suspect, as Raspadori picks up. Level with the penalty spot, level with the 6, gets to the byline, swings the ball in. Alan McGregor wasn't sure, and Yilmaz eventually chests the bouncing ball back to his goalkeeper. 70 on the clock, Napoli 2, Rangers 0.
There's a question asked there with that ball into the box. Nobody on the Napoli side wanting to attack the ball.
Here is Sakala, he's away from his man on the near side. It was Lobotka, works it back as he got to a central point, out wide right to Lundstrom. Low ball for Tavernier, showed too much of it to Elmas, who might get there ahead of King. It was a 50-50 there, and Elmas has felt that, and he's immediately signalling that he's going to have to come off after that 50-50. Albeit he's bounced back to his feet. Perhaps that was a little bit premature, as Napoli prepare to make a double change.
I think it was a touch of cramp as he exerted himself into that challenge. It was a sort of double challenge. He picked himself up from one, hurled himself into another one. Just stretching both of his calves off at the moment. As Napoli make a change.
Yeah, they're going to make a double change by the looks of things. Gianluca Gaetano, who is a local boy. He's a midfielder. He's going to come on. I think Irving Lozano, the Mexico international, is going to come on as well. And it's just a water break for the Rangers players, taking advantage of that. 71.5 played with Napoli leading by 2-0. But two really good players coming on for Napoli right now. And Lozano scored the winner against the then holders Germany in Moscow at the last World Cup finals. They're going to have to wait. They're not making the change right now. Gaetano and Lozano stand on the touchline. Seemed to be a little bit of confusion as to what was going on down there, but anyway, it's game on, and it's Elmas for Napoli, who are 2-0 up, and it's Lobotka moving it back to Mario Rui, and now it is Ostegaard to Lobotka, sweeps it forward down the central point of the pitch, and eventually Lobotka on the slide, having got it from Simeone, finds Elmas, who finds Raspadori on the near side. Infield for Lobotka, who was being fouled, says the referee, and now the changes will be made. The first player to come off for Napoli is Matteo Politano, and Yilmaz won't be disappointed to see him going off, albeit he's had a quieter second half. And Irving Lozano comes on to replace him. And the other change sees Elmas, who signalled to the bench a moment ago that he wanted to come off. And that is indeed what is going to happen. And he was replaced, as I say, by Gianluca Gaetano. Came through the academy here, 22 years of age. Was an Italy under-21 international. And he was actually handed his debut as a teenager by Carlo Ancelotti during his time in charge. It's been a good few managers have come through the revolving door here at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. Spalletti, the latest, he of course replaced former Rangers hero Rino Gattuso, who had a brief spell here, and he's now at Valencia in Spain as Rangers launch a long ball forward, which is headed away by Ostegard on the near side. Kept in play by Mario Rui, finds Lobotka back to Rui at the left hand side of his own box to Ndombele. He was short with the pass but bailed out by Ostegard. Now it's picked up by Gaetano, who fires it to Di Lorenzo, who drives it forward for Lozano. Simeone's desperately waiting in the middle for the hat-trick. It doesn't reach him though. Good block by Ben Davis, picked up by Lozano again on the right. Lozano tries to cross, takes a touch, Gaetano heads it towards goal. Rangers head clear, and Raspadori will try and pick up the scraps on the left-hand side of the penalty area. 2-0 Napoli, 75th minute of the game. Tavernier trying to defend it right down by the corner flag on the near side, and he plays it off Mario Rui and out for a Rangers throw-in. Better play from James Tavernier, who's had another difficult night. Looks as though Borna Barisic is going to come on for Rangers shortly as we approach the final 15 minutes here in Campania, with Napoli leading by 2-0. Mark Haitley.
Yeah, it's been a difficult game, difficult first half for Rangers, but they've got themselves back, and it's clear to see why they've got themselves back. For me, it's that press, middle of the park, up front, onto the Napoli back three, back five, back four, into the midfield area, and every time you see them press, there's always five, six players in and about it, giving less time. In the first half, we didn't see any of that. And the difference is, you give good players plenty of time on the ball and they'll pick you off. And time again, they're holding a higher line, I think, as well, which is compacting the game, so it's allowing to press and leaving less spaces. So I think that's a good sign that we've seen. They've had the opportunities as well to get themselves back in it. Alfredo, just before he was taken off, with a golden opportunity to get the side back in at 2-1. But as I say, it's been a far better second half for Rangers.
Leon King's having to come off. He's certainly getting some medical attention, King. He's going to be replaced by Barisic. Of course, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst doesn't have his central defensive problems to seek right now. Still no Suter, still no Hilander. Goldson, of course, out for a couple of months anyway. And King now off, replaced by Barisic, perhaps just not taking any chances with some huge domestic matches to come. Rangers conceding goals number 17 and 18 of the group stage this season with a game to go. The record for the most goals conceded in the group stage of this tournament is 24, shared by Bate Borisov and Legia Warsaw, who did it in 2014 and 16 respectively. The fewest points a team's achieved yet finished third and qualified for the Europa League was Borussia Dortmund, who did it with just 2 points in 2017. If the scorelines stay the way they are tonight, Liverpool 3-0 up at Ajax, Rangers 2-0 down here at Napoli. Rangers could, in theory, get on to level points with Ajax with a win over the Dutch champions next Tuesday evening, when it goes by the head-to-head. So even goal difference wouldn't bail out, even though Ajax have lost 3 tonight, lost 6 to Napoli in one game. When it goes to the head-to-head, by virtue of that, Rangers would need to win by 5 goals. Better the 4-0 that they were beaten by Ajax in matchday 1. That insipid capitulation's coming back to haunt them now. 13 to play in this one. Napoli 2, Rangers 0, and it's the Italians in possession, and it's Ndombele rolling it back into his own half for Ostegard. They've had an opportunity tonight once or twice. Morelos was clean through towards the end of the first half. Even better opportunity on 66 minutes. He just needed to tap home. Any contact, he scores, and it's back to 2-1, and instead it stays at 2-0, and it's back with Alan McGregor, who clears with the right foot up towards the halfway line for Cholak. Napoli win the header through Kim Min-jae, and now it's back here with Rangers possession with Sands, who's popped in briefly there centrally the defence. Barisic is playing in beside Ben Davies. Now he's moved to the right of it as Napoli come forward. Barisic is the final defender for Rangers. He gets there first ahead of Simeone, and he clears for Yilmaz. He does well. A little flick infield for Arfield. Kent wanted it into his stride. Arfield either didn't spot him or didn't fancy the pass, and eventually when he does play it, he's in an offside position and the flag goes up on this near side. Needed to come much sooner than that from Arfield. 78 on the clock. Napoli 2, Rangers 0. But that ball needed to come first time, did it not?
I think so. I'm looking at it. There could have been another pass made into the midfield, which I think on the first time of looking, the striker, Cholak, I think it was Kent, ran into the offside position. I thought he thought he was going to have it into feet, changed his mind, and then obviously changed Barisic's mind. That's why it came late.
Closing just over 11 minutes here on Matchday 5 in Champions League Group A as Lozano fires it onto the overlapping Di Lorenzo, drives into the box, rolls it across the face of the penalty area. Mario Rui will shoot, and it's saved at the near post by McGregor. What a chance for Napoli. Raspadori is annoyed with himself. He wasn't in a better position for Di Lorenzo's cutback, and it stays Napoli 2, Rangers 0, but it is a corner to the hosts.
Gaping space on Baricic's side there. Ball straight across the box. Simeone coming in just behind him. A big let off there for Rangers.
So a corner here for Napoli and for Giacomo Raspadori as we head in towards the final 10 minutes. Napoli are going to make another change shortly. Probably wait until the corner's taken by the looks of it. In from Raspadori, header for goal, and it goes! It's Ostigard who bullets past a stranded McGregor. It's a free header, and it sums up Rangers' Champions League campaign, which is very much in the mud. Here in Naples, it's Napoli 3, Rangers 0.
That's one straight off the training ground there. Ostigard didn't have to do a lot. All he did was he stood up against his man on the 6-yard box, stood off him. You see when you've got nobody on the post, Liam? Yeah, it's a simple header. There's a big target there, but poor defensive from Rangers there. Ostigard, a simple move, stands, marks his marker, and then just steps off and gives himself a metre and just flicks the ball into the far post. Simple goal.
It's his first goal for Napoli, just his third appearance for Napoli, and he is impressed tonight as well as he gets a hug from his central defensive partner Kim Min-jae. It's too easy from a Rangers point of view though, and they've been shipping goals like that left, right and centre in this European campaign, and they've been punished yet again from the set play.
Simple. I mean, it was a simple move. It was just a step off. Go and mark your marker, step off him. If he doesn't come with you, you've got a free header, and that's what it was, a free header.
Ostigard in possession, 81 played. Here is Tongai Ndombele, short to Ostigard. Out to that far side, it is with Di Lorenzo. They've flicked a switch since making the double change, haven't they? Of Napoli, they've looked better, less cumbersome.
To be fair, I think Rangers have put them under pressure for 15-20 minutes, a good 15-20 minutes.
Here's Arfield, he can slip it to the left for Kent. He's inside the Napoli box now, cuts away from one, tries to beat his man again, out wide left for Arfield. There's no flag at the moment as Yilmaz gets it, lofts the ball into the box, and the header from Sakala was harmlessly wide for the goal kick, and it will stay Napoli 3, Rangers 0 on 82.
We're just saying that Rangers have made it difficult in the second half, the way they've played. They played with the higher press, they've had chances, a good enough chance to have themselves back in the game. You know, I think Napoli have looked, I'm going to say a little bit lethargic, but a little bit more under pressure though, with that high press. No, not as much time on the ball to make that pass forward, that decisive pass which they were doing in the first half, and that you could say was against the run of play in the second half. But you know, if you can't do the basics right, then you will get punished at this level, and that's what Rangers did do. They didn't do the basics right. When you're marking somebody in the box, you go with them all the way. Simple goal for Oligard.
Lobotka, Raspadori have come off and have been replaced by the Poland international Peter Zielinski, who started the game at Ibrox, and Alessio Zerbin has come on as well. And second double change that for the home team, as Arfield picks up and switches it out to Ridvan Yilmaz on that left-hand side. Rangers with Kent, 3-0 down, game gone yet again in Group A. Kent driving down the left, challenged by Di Lorenzo and out for a Rangers throw-in over on the far side. But they've come here, Rangers, they've managed to force a couple of chances which they really should have taken, made more of a game of it.
Got two great chances, two half chances away from home against a side of this much quality is a big opportunity, and this is where you must take them half chances. The good chances you have to bury to be anywhere in the game.
To be anywhere in this tournament. Napoli chipping the ball away, but it's James Sands who picks it up. Out to the left for Kent, level with the 18-yard line of Napoli. Gets his cross ball in, cleared by Ostergaard. Up towards halfway, comes off the head of Ben Davis, who heads it back into his own half, and it's picked up here by Barisic. Low ball to Sands, back to Barisic, 84 on the clock. Napoli 3, Rangers 0. Mentioned after that third goal that Rangers Champions League campaign's in the mud. They're not out of Europe yet. Not yet, albeit it would take a fairly miraculous result against Ajax next week. But hey, Mark, they'll give it a go, I'm sure.
You would like to think so. Last of a disappointing campaign in the Champions League. It's the first one for a while. Last game at home, you would think would come out all guns blazing to try and get some thought of, you know, something from this tournament, which has been very little so far.
They'll need a 5-goal victory against Ajax next week. It sounds ridiculous when you consider it's a team that put 4 unanswered goals past them on Matchday 1. As Ndombele is challenged well by Arfield. Well, no, says the referee. He's won the ball, says Arfield. But it's a free kick, and Napoli make their final change. And they're going to manage to bring off their captain, Di Lorenzo, who has been so impressive.
Yeah, star man, captain, absolutely leading by example. Defensive qualities incredible. His vision to get the ball through the lines, to be aggressive with the ball, a superb performance.
Yeah, Napoli's last change, and it's Alessandro Zanoli's the deputy right back, if you like, who comes on. He's another who's come through the Napoli academy. Here come Napoli down the left-hand side this time. The little ball in field is cut out. Zerbin down the left flank, but Rangers get it away. 4 minutes left of the 90. Napoli 3, Rangers 0 here on Sportsound. Hearts RFS to come tomorrow. Will it get any better for Scottish football in the Europa Conference League? Here's Sakala driving forward. Good play from him. He's inside the box. Plays it across, takes a deflection, and then it breaks the way of Kent over on that far side. Napoli pinch it back though with Lozano. Driving forward at pace, runs into trouble as he is adjudged, Lozano, to have fouled Barisic. It'll be a free kick to Rangers just outside the centre circle, inside the Rangers half. The game petering out somewhat now, but it's not the kind of scoreline that's going to heap more pressure on Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. Not any more pressure than was already there, you feel, given they were already out of the Champions League, and not many gave them a hope of taking any kind of points out of this one.
It could be so different. You know, Alfredo puts that in just before he's taken off. 2-1. Napoli stuttering a little bit. Obviously not the side they were in the first half. And all because I think Rangers players have been in the face of the Napoli players. You know, not giving them time on the ball. As I say, give good players time on the ball and they will kill you. Second half, Rangers done a lot better. obviously it's a tougher game because you're up and down the park, but the rewards are clear. You can take your chances, which they have had in the second half, then you're back in the tie.
Tavernier to take a Rangers free kick then. He's eyeing up the Napoli penalty area. Right-hand side of the pitch, and it comes towards the 6-yard box, and the header's just wide. It's a big chance again. Antonio Colak slapping his hands in frustration. The header flashed past the left-hand post. It bounced off the net hoarding there, just behind Meret's goal. And on 88, it stays Napoli 3, Rangers 0.
And there you go, another great chance. So 3 great opportunities to take goals off a top side. And yes, again, failed to do so.
Lundstrom was up there as well. It was Colak got the final touch. It's Napoli clear, but they've become a little bit sloppy again. James Sands picking it up, couldn't find Kent though. And now it's Lozano turning it out to that far side. There's a chance here for the young right back to stretch his legs down that far side. He's just on the pitch, clips it into the area. Lozano down on the right hand side of the box, doesn't get the break of the ball, and it bounces off Barisic, then off him last, and behind eventually for a Rangers goal kick. And it will stay Napoli 3, Rangers 0 as we tick into minute 90 here in the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium.
That's what I like about Napoli though. You know, all of a sudden they're under the pressure. You literally 4 passes later, they're having an effort on goal. You know, bang, 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 aggressive through the field, through the phases, and getting an effort off.
They kept a clean sheet at the weekend in the capital, beating Roma 1-0. They don't keep too many clean sheets, Napoli. Their previous one to that was the one at Ibrox. They've got Sassuolo to play this coming Saturday before they go to Anfield to round off this Group A campaign.
You can actually see, obviously, on the second half performance, well, and the first half, Alfredo getting a chance. You can see why they do concede, right? They like to play through the middle of the park. They're not afraid to play the little tappy balls in, especially like the first half when they're under no pressure. You know, they're allowed to do that. As I say, second half has been completely different from Rangers' approach anyway. So, but you can see that they will be vulnerable to concede goals if you're willing to take the chances.
Tavernier with the free kick, floats it into the box. 3 minutes have been added on at the end. You might have heard that in the background as Napoli come forward looking for a 4th goal. Lozano giving chase, and Yilmaz as well gets there before the Mexican and turns it back to his keeper. Barisic with a good touch from Alan McGregor's ball, and he gives it back to the Rangers number 1. McGregor for Tavernier. I think he was a little bit fortunate. His touch there went straight to John Lundstrom. They've lost it on this near side, and it's going to be moved infield by Zerbin, and now it's with Lozano. Clip ball from right to left of the Rangers box, and it beats everyone, and it's popped out with Mario Rui. He's got the skipper's armband now on this near side, and now it's back at the feet of Kim Min-jae. Mario Rui out to this left hand side, it comes again, but it's just gone under the boot. Zerbin, and out for a throw into Rangers on this near side. 2 of the 3 minutes left of stoppage time, and it will be all over here. And despite all the troubles and tribulations and travails of this campaign, Rangers still have something to play for next week, which is quite remarkable. And I guess it underlines the problems that Ajax have had in this group as well as Rangers. It's been so difficult for the teams from the Netherlands and Scotland. It is Napoli in possession on this near side, and it's moved into the midfield. Zielinski out to Mario Rui on the left. Infield again there for Gaetano. It's going to be slipped back to Simeone, right footed. He's put it wide of the left hand post. He saw the side of goal, he saw his hat-trick waiting for him, but he could not hit target, and it stays Napoli 3, Rangers 0, and that will probably be Giovanni Simeone's last chance to score the hat-trick.
Can I just say, I think he saw his name in lights there. You know, last dying embers of the game, hat-trick in Champions League football. Oh, so close.
Alan McGregor will take the long goal kick, but it's the dying embers of the match now. Final 30 seconds, Antonio Colak wins that well. Here's Kent for Arfield, Can Rangers score a consolation before time up? Ridvan Yilmaz down the left-hand side, he's still got it. Couldn't get away from the second challenge, which was a good one. Ndombele flicks it forward. Lundstrom gets there first. Lundstrom will miss that Ajax game through suspension. Next week he was yellow carded in the first half. His third booking for this Group A campaign. I make that time up now. So too does the Turkish referee. It's all over in Naples. Defeat again for Rangers. 5 on the bounce. 5 successive wins in this group for Napoli. And for the first time in their history, 12 successive wins. That's a club record. The team who sit atop Group A in the Champions League, who sit atop Serie A, as they chase their first Scudetto in 33 years. Might they be creating European history as well? This club won the UEFA Cup in 1989, a period in which they enjoyed the peak years of the man whose name this stadium has taken, in Diego Maradona. They won the last of their league titles during his period. They won both their league titles during his peak years here. But this squad of players that Napoli have now might well have success at home and abroad if they can get through the troublesome spring period that they've had over the last few years. For Rangers, a better performance than perhaps some of their supporters were concerned about coming here tonight, off the back of that 7-1 hounding by Liverpool. 2 from Simeone on 11 and 16. Di Lorenzo, Mario Rui in the build-up for both. They came from right, they came from left. Simeone rifling home the first, heading home the second. The third goal came from a corner. Again, it's too easy from Van Bronckhorst's point of view, as Ostergaard headed the corner into the right corner of the net. Alan McGregor didn't even dive. Rangers had chances in the game, most notably on 66 minutes. Alfredo Morelos, well, he's going to be replaying that all night long. It just rolled underneath his boot. The goal was gaping, the open goal was gaping. He didn't take his chance. He was through one-on-one in the first half as well and didn't take that one. And Antonio Colak late on could have scored, but Napoli could have scored more. Ndombele hit the crossbar. Raspadori headed meekly at Alan McGregor when he should have done better. And late on they had a couple of chances. Simeone had a couple of opportunities for his hat-trick, which he didn't take. But ultimately, it's 5 defeats out of 5 for Rangers. Another 3 goals conceded, which takes their against tally in Group A to 19, and it is 0 points. Yet they are still in with a chance of maintaining this European campaign beyond the winter. The only trouble is they need a margin of a 5-goal victory against Ajax at Ibrox next week for that to become a reality. Remarkable though it is, they're not out of Europe yet, our Rangers. It finishes here in Campania, in Naples, in the Diego Armando Maradona. Napoli 3, Rangers 0.